Coming off a two-game losing streak, you find out what you guys are made of. So we're going to go on the road and into a tough place. I mean, that place is not easy to play at. You know, we play there every year. The games always seem to be close. And you know, we've been fortunate to get some wins, but we've also taken some losses, and it's not an easy place to get a win at. So we're going to find out what our guys are made of. You know, our defense has to get a lot better decision making at the rim and in the paint. You know, with our particular guards making the right reads, those are the two big areas of emphasis. And on defense, it's everything. We're just not giving enough effort. So thought practice this morning was a lot better, but you know, we're facing the leading scorer in the SEC, and he happens to be a guard. And last two games, guards have gone for 29, 28 on us. Hubbard's averaging 23, so we've got our hands full. He's averaging almost 30 in SEC games, so our guards are going to have to answer the bell because he's scoring at a better clip than anybody in the league right now. So it's going to be a tough match, and we're looking forward to getting back on the floor. That's a good thing with basketball is you have a tough game like you had Saturday, turn right around, play on Tuesday. They got a chance to show themselves, a couple days later.
Coach, it seems like there have been fewer minutes for Jaleel Bethea. Is there a status update on him, or maybe just a reason for that?
We just got to get more comfortable with him on the defensive end. That he doesn't get beat. I thought he was responsible for 6 points in the stretch he was in. Got to get the assignments down, switching down. When he's supposed to be low man. So it's all the reps that he missed all summer and fall. It's hard to be exactly where you're supposed to be when you miss so many reps. So he looked good in practice today. You just got to continue to get him better on the defensive side of the ball so he can help us.
You said after the game that you needed some leadership to maybe step up. Has there been a player or two during practice that's kind of stepped up in that way?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we had good. We didn't do much practicing yesterday. We did some videos, some discussing. I thought there was multiple guys that have stepped up, and even Reitzel, who's not playing, thought was pretty vocal yesterday. I think Taylor's been playing really well here lately. Thought he was pretty good, stepped up. Houston's, a guy that you expect is going to step up and talk, and he did. I even think Preston Murphy, he had some pretty good insight to what needs to happen. But there was a lot of guys that maybe said some stuff in film yesterday, and then I thought in practice today, I thought Aiden Holloway actually had a pretty good practice. I thought he was playing significantly harder on defense, making the right reads on offense. And I thought the energy from everybody was better, but we really need Aiden to be an elite defender, particularly in the perimeter. I thought he had a pretty good practice this morning.
Coach, obviously you guys are really familiar with Josh Hubbard, led the scoring for them both times you played last year, but at their place scored 38 points. What can you take away from that performance last year, and what do you want to see the guys on this year's team do to stop him?
Yeah, I mean, we better have a better plan than we did last year when he had 38. They're a good team, and he can score it. We got to have some guards be ready to play him. They can't fall asleep off the ball. As soon as you fall asleep, he's sprinting off an off-ball screen or sprinting back to get it back from the big after he threw it to him. And we had too many plays, especially early in the game. We thought we'd let our guys know this kid was pretty good, and it just, fall asleep. He sprints off, gets a three, fall asleep. So if you're on him, you can never fall asleep. You got to be alert that he's probably coming back towards the ball at any point. When he's got the ball in his hands, he's been a lead in ball screens. If you don't have your big up to the level of the ball screen, he comes off. He's pretty good shooting pull-ups. He can shoot dribble off threes. It's a lot of pressure to put your guards on, but if you bring your big up, he gets too aggressive. He's also been splitting and turning around. So, we got to have our bigs got to be ready to do their job correctly, and we probably got to have, little bit change up in our ball screen coverages with him. Our guards can't fall asleep, and they got to be elite. And he's also pretty good at drawing fouls. I mean, he's got a knack for kind of picking up fouls. He kind of kicks his legs out on his jumper. It seems like it's part of his jumper, but he seems to draw a lot of fouls. So we got to be able to guard him without fouling too.
You mentioned Trelly. Just where do things stand with him from a status standpoint?
Yeah, he didn't practice today, so I would, vocal on the sideline. Think he wants to be in, but Clark's not comfortable yet with where he's at with that right leg kind of injury he's got going. So I would say he's probably doubtful unless something happens. Because even with Sherrill, Aiden was able to at least practice some going into Saturday's game. He didn't do everything Friday, and he was kind of a game team. Trelly didn't do much of anything today, so I would say he's probably doubtful for tomorrow.
You hit on this at the end of your opening, but when you're coming off a 2-game losing streak, a performance you're disappointed in, do you like having this Tuesday quick turnaround, or would you rather have an extra day of practice, film study?
I'd probably rather have Wednesday so that we got enough time to get it straight. Players would probably rather have Tuesday to get it hurried up and play again. Hopefully they can fix it because it needs to be fixed in a hurry here.
Yeah, after the game Saturday, you talked about possibly changing up lineups, looking for things that will go the right way defensively. Does that look like changing up starting lineup? Are there certain combinations you want to see with different guys?
You know what? It's all on the table. I got to go back and probably watch today's practice on film, talk to some guys, see where we're at, see who the best matchups are. I thought it was good today in practice, though. So, sometimes you come back, some guys answer the bell and some don't. And then you just can't play the guys that don't really respond very well. I thought most of them responded pretty well today.
Hey, Coach, I know you just talked about this, but how concerning is it that we're in conference play and that more times than not you haven't had a full, active, healthy roster at your disposal?
Yeah, I mean, it's not ideal, Josh. I said Josh. I was thinking of Josh Pierre. Steven, I'm reading Josh Hubbard's name here, too. Steven let me know that we've had 10 different starting lineups, which I didn't even know that, and we've never had 10 different starting lineups through an entire season, and we're only halfway through the year, and we've had to have 10 different starting lineups. So not ideal, but got some guys getting different reps. Hopefully it makes us better for, February and March. But, yeah, I hope everybody's trending in the right direction. I think, if we can get, and we're close, Sherrill's a lot closer to being 100% today than he was, a week ago, even 5 days ago. Hopefully Wrights will, if he doesn't play Wednesday, we'll see what Saturday looks like. But then after Saturday, we've got our breaks. We got 2 games, and we don't play for a week. And hopefully by the time we come back from that, we got everybody healthy. So, we're getting closer. We'll be closer to it tomorrow. Hopefully nothing happens in the game tomorrow, and then play Saturday's game. If we don't sustain any injuries in those 2 games, I think after that week off, we should be as close to 100% as we could be, and then we can just kind of get things rolling from there. But we got 2 games in between now and then, and we're 1 and 2 in league play. Like, we can't afford to drop 2 more games, or we'll kind of be out of the mix at that point. So pretty early in the season too. So we got to be ready to go on Tuesday and Saturday this week.